So this is the shunting job that we're thinking of picking up, and on the surface of it, it looks to be pretty straightforward. Just a matter of picking up from 3 different locations, coupling them together, taking them to the loader or unloader, and then dropping them off at an outgoing shunting track. But if you have a look, the pay for this 48-minute job is $25,000, and Derail Valley never give their money away lightly. So I'm sure there's going to be a curveball or two thrown in here somewhere. Let's try and get a head start and see what we can find out before picking up the job. From the job card, we can see that there's 3 pickups we need to do. And looking at the station track plan here, we can see there's 2 yards from which we could do each of those pickups from. Either yard B or yard C. In addition, after we've done the 3 pickups, we're going to need to take the entire train to the loader or unloader, which is here at section 3. We'll need to unload them or load them there, and then we're going to need to take them either to yard B or C to an outgoing track for uncoupling and finishing the job. Here's what it looks like from an outside perspective. On the left you can see yard B, and on the right yard C. Each of these has a number of tracks, and in each of those tracks could be 1 or more of the cars that we require for our train. So firstly, let's jump over to yard C, which has 3 tracks, and find whether any of our pickups are located on either of those sidings. Now, of the 3 tracks in yard C, currently there are carriages occupying track 1 and track 3, with track number 2 being empty, and it's a through track which goes to the loader and unloader. So all of the cars that we need to combine together are marked with the job CM-SL-30, as is the case with all of the carriages which are on track 1. So we just run along the length of the carriages on track number 1 and verify that they're all the same job, which they are, CMA-SL-30. And let's have a look on track number 1. So this doesn't appear to be right. Let's check the other carriages on track number 1. No, that's a different job. Oh no, that's CMA-SL-30. So there's our first curveball. The carriages that we need to couple up to on track number 1 are not immediately available to us without us shunting them around as well. There's several carriages here we need to connect to. These are all CMA-SL-30, and the ones behind are not. So the trick here is, how are we going to couple up all of the green coloured carriages without also including any of the red coloured carriages? And at the same time, how do we ensure that we leave the middle line free for through traffic? It's kind of like a game of chess. The first thing we'll do is we'll get our train and we'll couple it up to the first set of red and green carriages on track number 3. We'll leave the red carriages behind that in place. Then we're going to move those out onto the middle line. We'll shunt those back into the middle line, leave the green carriages in place, move the red carriages back to track number 3, then go back, couple up the carriages we left in the middle line, and then bring them forward and couple them to the front of the carriages on track number 1. So we know that there's a third pickup we need to do. Suspect it's in yard B, and it looks like it's this single car here, the yellow one. So we see the carriages in front of it. I've got a different job number, but when we go and inspect this car, we can see it is the one that we're interested in. So it's going to be a similar situation to what we just saw in yard C. We're going to have to pull out a bunch of cars, move it so that this particular carriage goes to the front, so it's easy enough for us to couple up the rest of the train just before we go and load up the entire train and move it to the siding where we're going to be leaving it once the job is complete. So I'm not going to do a diagram for this one, but let's get all of this stuff done before we pick up the job. That way we should be able to romp in the bonus time very, very easily. So let's go. So it's a beautiful morning, and now that we know what we've got to do, let's go ahead and do it. We can see yard C, tracks 1 and 3 here as we go to pick up our locomotive. The good thing about this is that we don't need to rush, for the simple reason that we haven't yet picked up the job. This is just preparation work. Pop in our loco. Get the brakes on. Make sure it's in neutral gear. And brake off. Brake valve open. No flashing brake pipe lights. We are good to go. Forward gear, brakes off. And of course, there's the carriages that we're going to be coupling up to. Reverse gear. Freaking brakes. Okay, so today we're going to try to minimize damage by not slamming into carriages and by wheel slipping as little as possible. I think we're still just a bit far away, especially given the fact that we need to push this up to take up the slack between this and the other carriages we need to couple up. That should be far enough. Let's go and have a look. We'll jump on out. Go and find this is the SL30. There's 3 cars here. So this is probably the first one. Yep. Okay, we're going to couple this up. We need to make sure the handbrake is off. Well, that one was off, so that must mean the handbrake is applied at the other end. So let's go and check that out. Yep, that one was applied. Go and hook up to the front of the train now. We are good to go, except for the handbrake, which we need to remove or release. Okay, that's off. Let's hop inside the local. Forward gear. Check our brake pipe light. Warning light is not active, which it's not, and that's a good sign. Release the brakes. Straight away we will slip. A little impatient to apply the throttle. Okay, let's temporarily get these three carriages into track number 2, the through track. We'll just store them there briefly before we uncouple from them. That should be far enough. Okay. Cut these off. Loosen that off. And for good measure, we'll apply the handbrake. Come back in the cab. And let's get the front cars back where they came from. Time to uncouple these now. Let's go and couple up to the carriages on track number 2. As the rain already starts to fall. almost inevitable here that it's going to rain at some point. Little bit of wheel spinning, but not too bad. Of course, as the tracks get wet and slick, it's going to be harder and harder to maintain our traction without applying some sand to the track to give us extra grip. So you can hear the wheels are slipping even as we decelerate. Don't know why I went back so far there, but never mind. Okay, let's try and not slam into these too hard. It'd be nice if we actually got it close to it. Okay, well, I think that's close enough. Go and couple them up. You can see how much time this would occupy if we actually had accepted the job already. So it's a good thing to do as much preparation work as you can in advance. Need to make sure the handbrake is released, which it is now, and we're going to couple up to those ones there. Okay, now we'll couple these up. We should have 10 of the 11 cars now ready to go. And break off. Good. Okay, let's go and count them. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. We have one more on yard B to worry about. We will put the handbrake on here. We're going to uncouple these so that we can scoot over to yard B and organise that one extra carriage that we need to hook up to our train before we go ahead, run these around, pick it up, and then we'll pick up the job. It should only be a matter of taking the whole load to the loading station and loading it up and then carrying it back to whichever outgoing track it needs to go to. Okay, let's get out of this rain and head over to yard B. So we're going to couple up to these carriages here, and we're going to make sure that that single carriage that we're interested in is coupled to it. Ah, blast. Okay, I think that's good enough. We'll couple it up to this guy. I'm not quite sure what that noise is in the background. It sounds like the squeaking of brakes, but it can't be, surely. Okay, let's make sure handbrake is off. It is now. We should now be able to couple this up. Make no flashing light on the brake pipe. Everything is good here. Okay, we don't need him to go very far into the siding, just enough to clear the points. So we'll just push him up a little bit further. That should do it. We'll put the handbrake on just to make sure everything is good. Actually, before we disconnect the hoses, we should turn those valves off. Okay, looks like the rain is easing off a little bit, which is good, but of course the rails are still slippery. So we'll put these back from whence they came. And I think I've screwed up here. Aye. Alright. That's not where we're going. That's where we'll be going later, to go to the loader and unloader. And this is why you don't do your shunting when the clock is running. Okay. Alright, so this one needs to go to the left. And then this one here needs to go to the right. Okay, good enough for me. Good. Handbrake off. And time to go back to our main set of cars. And off we go. Let's not forget the handbrake that was applied to the first car here as well. Oh, I thought it was. Oh. I've gone one car too many. Okay, this one should be on. It is, or was. It's now off. We're pretty much good to go. Let's get underway. So with this length train, we're going to be pulling it up the hill of the viaduct up here. So we need to make sure we've at least got a little bit of speed up. Alright, we're now going to let it roll into the loading unloading siding. We'll then go and collect our job. And it should just be a matter of filling up these carriages. And after that, putting them away wherever they need to be stored. Okay. I think this will do us. Let's stop here. Let's go and have a look at the lay of the land when it comes to the loader unloader and make sure that there's no train already on those tracks. So there's the loader unloader here. Where is the machine? I guess. Yeah, there's the machine there. I think we can go and accept that job now. And we'll see where we need to dump these when they're done as well. The order, we've then got 48 minutes in order to load it and find a home for it. Okay, 3 pickups, we've done those, we've coupled those, 3S and 1S. B5S was our single car. Load them and then unload them at B30. B30 is this track here, and naturally it's already got some carriages on it. So after we load up, we'll come and pick these up, put them into this other siding. Yeah. I think unless we do something incredibly crazy here, we're guaranteed to get the bonus. Instead of 48 minutes, probably going to take us maybe 10 minutes. Although once it's loaded up, it is going to be a heavy train to pull. At something like 880 tons, I believe. Okay, that should be far enough. Let's hop on out. Okay, we need to load. Go to load, we throw it across this way. They're all loaded. Alright, I think we'll drive these forward again now. And just get them close to the points. Oh, it's heavy, alright. Heavy train. $880 tons. That's a big load for a little engine like this. Thank goodness the rain has stopped. Okay, we're going to stop here, uncouple, and clear the path for where we need to drop it off. Let's put the handbrake on so we don't go anywhere. Okay. Gee, it's a long way. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get it in there. Okay. And what have we got? These carriages here, we're going to put over into B5. Yes. Okay, time to get out the lantern, I think. Oops, never mind. Okay. I always have trouble finding the valves of a night time. There it is. Let's pick up our lantern. Okay. It seems heavy. Okay, some damage there. Never mind. Put him somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. Where we'll put him. There is good. Okay. Now, this is going to be tough. Okay, I think we're doing alright here. Where's our train? There it is. I think I'm close enough. I hope I'm close enough. Let's see. I'm nowhere near close enough. Okay. Gosh. Now I'm close enough. For sure. And I think we can put him up there. Quite a distance here. We don't want to slip. Just take it nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Do not overheat the engine. I think we're doing okay. Now, okay. Brakes are off. This is luck. Are we moving? It's hard to tell. I believe we are. Yes, we're definitely moving. Aha! This is definitely B30. Okay. We're going to go and put our handbrake on. Try to collect the money for the job. Handbrake is on. Let's get to that station office. Get our job card. Put it in to validate the order. And yes, we've got money. Let's have a look. We definitely got our bonus as well. Okay, let's have a look at the result. Well, it's a good thing we did all that preliminary stuff. 48 minutes was the allowed time for bonus. We did it in 32 minutes. Even though we did all that preliminary work, it still took us quite a long time to get the job done. Never mind, it is done. The base payment was $25,000. We got 12,000, nearly 13,000 in bonus. No penalties. 38,000. So that's great. But as usual, let's now see what the damage was. So first, let's have a look at our money. Currently 80,000, which is fantastic because that gives us enough money to buy the license that we need for our DH4, which we're going to get after our next run but only as long as our fees are not too high. We only have 10,000 in fees. That's fantastic. Pay your fees to reduce your remaining copay to 18,000. I don't understand why it's 18,000. There's only 10,000 there. Anyhow, okay, so we got a good payday today. We've managed to go and get our locomotive serviced manually. We paid for that, we paid for all our fees, and we've ended up with a nice tidy sum in the bank of 72,231, well and truly enough to buy the licence that we've been after to get the DH4, the diesel hydraulic locomotive. And we'll be doing that after our next run next time. Thank you very much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Please do like and subscribe, and bye for now.